After the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor in 2020, singer and songwriter Macy Gray was inspired to help families impacted by police violence and continues to spread her message through music. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper, and this is Unmuted. Today, I'm sitting down with Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter Macy Gray to talk about her new album and her nonprofit, MyGood. I know you are planning the release of your long-awaited album, The Reset. So what does that title mean to you, The Reset?
The album was written right in the thick of the pandemic. So that year, everybody was emoting and expressing themselves. There's a song called PTSD, and that's about how my country gave me PTSD. After all that, I was traumatized. Everybody was just releasing and letting go. And most musicians are musicians because they're not great communicators. So it all came out, in the album.
You mentioned PTSD, and after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, I think a lot of us felt that way in 2020. And you took those feelings and you launched a nonprofit called MyGood.
If you lose a kid, you shouldn't have to worry about money. So MyGood is here for the families to provide the tools for them to rebuild. It's a very unique foundation in that we support the families who have lost loved ones due to police brutality.
When they told me that that young man mimicked the same words that my son had, it just sent chills up and down my spine. And it was like my son echoing from the grave.
It's nothing you can fix when you lose a son or a daughter or a relative, but we come in to try to make things a little bit easier. Most of it is funeral costs, unfortunately, mental health. That's our biggest request. In the aftermath of that, people say they really need somebody to talk to.
When I was 4, my uncle died in police custody, and I watched how that rippled through my family. So when I saw the work that you're doing with MyGood, I thought, wow, that's such an important role, because so often those families are just forgotten or left to struggle with really minimal resources. Because I did some research, and there's no government organizations that help families after something like this happens.
I don't think people are aware that 3 people die by the police on average every day. So the 99.9% of those you don't hear about, and most 99.9% of those don't get any kind of settlement, don't see a penny. Or, you have moms 10 years later still going to court fighting for justice. It's heartbreaking, and I have kids, so it's definitely something you never get over.
It's time for us to pay attention and put some action behind that awareness. Music is a universal language, and I know, especially the Black community, art is how we survive and overcome. And you create this beautiful music. And so how much does music help you to heal, and how much do you hope it helps your listeners to heal?
It definitely does a lot for me, emotionally, mentally, sometimes I'm at home and I just want to go to the studio. I think it makes a difference in everybody's day. I think, entertainment affects how people feel.
Well, Macy, thank you so much for joining us today. I cannot wait to hear your new album.
I'll send it to you early.
Thank you again for joining us today, Macy.